from Cardroom Direct. He says, you know what? I'm just going to send a tweet and you never know what will happen. I'll send it to the biggest, the most prolific poker player of all time and see what happens. And then we get a reply saying, do you know what, guys? Why not? So it is my pleasure. And the heart's going a little bit because even though it's absolute great pleasure that to introduce a guy that's got just about 24 million in life earnings. He's 22 all-time moneyless. He's got 15 bracelets. He's the only person to win the World Series main event and the World Series of Poker Europe main event. It is the great pleasure of mine, and fingers crossed by the end of it, he'll have just entertained us all, to introduce to you guys the one and only Mr. Phil Hellmuth Jr.
How's it going, Phil?
Oh, thank you very much for this, Phil. This is an absolute pleasure. When Andy sent that tweet, he says, who shall we get? And we were like, well, why not aim for the top? And this is as high as you can get for us.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, when you send out a tweet, you never know what's going to happen.
Absolutely. We're starting with lockdown because we're obviously in strange times. We don't know what life is going to be like after. Is it ever going to be normal again? What has lockdown been for you? What's it been like?
Well, March 8th, I went to Draymond Green's surprise birthday party. I started skipping tournaments March 1st. I didn't go to the LAPC. I didn't even play in the Bay 101, which was in my backyard, the World Poker Tour here, because my friends were on top of this early and were warning me. But Draymond Green had a 30th birthday party. We all loved him, and we wanted to show him. So we took a private jet down at 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. We had a dinner in LA. We went to his birthday party, and the jet left again at maybe 1 a.m. So I was back home by 3. But other than that, March 8th, I was locked in. I mean, I the most I did in 88 days is I went 2 blocks away from the house. And even then I felt like, so, the lockdown, I didn't anticipate that I'd be staying in place as much as I did. I didn't anticipate that I would play as much poker. I literally played poker at least 6 days a week. And I'm a guy that plays once every 10 days with my group of friends. And actually I did really well. I won a lot of money, and I joined another advisory board for a company called Prize Picks. And I think that's my 11th advisory board. Some of my companies, it's been fun to watch them, kind of flourish. Not everything goes wrong during a pandemic. Some companies do well. And one of them is Endgame Talent Agency, which, just keeps getting new customers, and we're growing, and it's crazy. Yeah. And so spent some time talking to the company founders that, that I'm on the advisory board of. And so I'm surprisingly busy. And so I can't really say that I've been bored, And then last week, finally, I went over to my best friend's house, Chamath Palihapitiya. And then I went to Cabo, flew down to Cabo for 4 days and flew back. But we were on my friend's jet. So, and then I've been locked in for the last 8 days, back and stay in place.
It certainly is strange times for everybody. And obviously, everybody was hoping that the World Series was still going to take place. Even though it's not your fault, is this the first World Series or the potential World Series that you would have missed since you were old enough to play?
Yes, I have not missed a series. I think I missed one World Series of Poker Europe. And that was in 2018. I just told the guys, I said, I'm not going back. You should go every other year. And I was trying to make a point. I missed it. So I don't miss World Series of Poker ever. I don't miss World Series of Poker Europe ever. And I don't plan on it. So now, of course, today, big news. They just announced that, they're going to have 85 bracelet events.
It's enormous.
From July, online events from July 1st. So I just called the president of the ARIA, Steve Zanella, and he tells me that, we're in pretty good shape at the ARIA. We're really going to be very, safety minded. Yeah. And then, reading some articles about it, it seems like MGM has the best protocols for dealing with COVID. And of course, Wynn's up there with them. But I mean, of all the casinos, we're the best. And so the ARIA, so I feel very safe there. So July 1st, I'll be staying at the ARIA for a month. If they open, they might open the 4th of July. And looking forward, I mean, there's one event per day. So, I think it's, I'm going to be opening up a little bit going down there. And but I do feel like they're taking all the precautions at the ARIA.
Yeah, well, we have seen pictures over the last probably 3 or 4 days about Las Vegas opening up slowly but surely. Things trying to get back to normal as normal can be. It is strange times for everybody. But I'm just going to whiz you back. I'm just going to whiz you back to 1989 when you actually went like that. And then you went like that. And
I saw that picture.
And it's a clip. If you love the game, it's a clip that you watch over and over again. Obviously, we win it. If we'd have come second, if we'd have finished second to Johnny Chan, who won it the 2 previous years, do you think your career would have been a little bit different, or was this the path anyway?
Yeah, I mean, that's a fair question. I mean, that final hand, he had ace-7 of spades. I had 2 black nines, but there was a hand before that, where I had ace-10 against 2 10s, and I was lucky, and 2 deuces. I mean, it was a 2-way knockout to go from 4-handed to 2-handed. And if I lose that pot, then who knows? Maybe I don't win. I still think I'd probably have 15 bracelets, but you never know. I mean, it was a very and you have to remember, I mean, there's lots of times, as if you want to be, one of the greatest poker players, you always have your money in, generally speaking, with the best hand. Yeah. And you take a lot of beats over the years, a lot of big beats, and but I have to, you got to look back and realize, well, I had ace-10 of spades. Don Zewin had 2 10s. Steve Lott had 2 deuces, and I hit, and we were all in 3 ways. I wasn't all in, but it was a key pot for me to hit, and be thankful. And that's a good question though, because who knows? But I know this. I was already a professional poker player. I was already having tremendous success everywhere. And I feel like I would have continued along those lines.
Yeah, and continuing, obviously, in 1989, you win the lot. But your dad wasn't overly enthused about it all, was he? But did Dad know best?
You have to understand, my dad has a PhD. He has a JD. He has an MBA. So, masters, I mean, that's a lot of letters. I mean, I don't know anyone. There's not that many people on the planet that have more letters than my dad. So, of course, now I'm the oldest of 5 and a guy. So, I mean, I was meant to be on this education path. I was meant to be, I was meant to graduate from college, and I never did. And so for him to then imagine and think that far outside of the box, to professional poker player. And in the 80s, I mean, my dad thought that was like a drug dealer, and so, but he saw me have a lot of success, and he decided to come to the 1989 World Series of Poker main event. Surprised me that he agreed to go. He agreed in December. And he flew out and he saw me in, one of the best moments of my life, winning the main event. And, you notice when I throw my hands up in the air like this in the YouTube video, when the last card comes off, like I think the 6 of spades, I go like this or whatever. And I turn and I look, you can see me turning because my dad was not in sight for 4 days. That was a 4-day long tournament. He wasn't in sight during the tournament, but I turned because you know, and there he is running up the aisle to greet me. And of course, security stops him because there's $1 million in cash on the table in 1989. And I wave him through, and I, you know, within seconds of winning, I was able to embrace my father and give him a great hug. And then I bought a Mercedes-Benz, and then I married a doctor. And then, you know, and so, you know, and I'm still happily married 30 years later. So, and my dad's been to Vegas every year, I think, for 30 years to support me.
Turned him. You got him on the side.
Yep. I had to win the main event.
And 1993 in the World Series was probably one of the most insane runs for you. And 3 bracelets in 3 days. It could have been
not three bracelets in 3. So the 1993 is interesting because John Benetti won 2 bracelets that year. And Ted Forrest won 3 bracelets that year. And I won 3 bracelets that year. So, you know, probably they gave away 20 bracelets or something, or 18. And we won 8 of them. It was crazy year, 93. And I won 2 bracelets in 1 day. So that meant that I played the No Limit Hold'em tournament till about 5 in the morning. And I remember my wife was pregnant, and I don't know if she made it till 3 or 4 I think she made it till 3, 4, 5 in the morning. She's way too much of a trooper. And then the next tournament started at noon. And I was just exhausted because I just won a bracelet. I went for a run. There's no way I could sleep. And I entered the Limit Hold'em event. And I played poorly at first. And I remember going into the dinner break. I didn't have a lot of chips. But at least I was able to, you know, I ate a half an hour before dinner break, and I went straight up for an hour and a half long nap. And I came back down, and the next thing you know, I started hitting hands. And I think by 11 o'clock that night, I'd won the Limit Hold'em bracelet. So I won one at, you know, I want to say 4 in the morning, and I won one at, you know, 10:30 at night. And it was just a crazy day. And I remember the next day, before that tournament started, that I'd won the event the night before. And, you know, if you want to throw in there, I'd won 2 events on that day. So it was pretty cool. But yeah, 2 bracelets in 1 day. And then I had the chip lead in the main event when I completely fell apart. And that's on me. I mean, I was running good. I was playing great. And the next thing you know, I kind of threw it away. I think it was too much for someone to handle 3 bracelets and the main event.
So the news has just come through from Binion's that they've just taken the poker tables out of the card room. It looks like it could be forever. Binion's, it must be somewhere in there, Phil.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Binion's is just such a classic poker, you know, there's so much history there. And, you know, we've faced this for many, many years, but it was a much more pronounced issue that we had to deal with as poker players for a long time. And it's simply this: slot machines make more money than poker tables. So, you know, I mean, we've heard this hundreds of times starting in the 80s. And so it was really hard to get poker rooms established. There's nothing we could do. A casino would make a decision, and they'd be like, all right, we'll have 4 or 5 poker tables. And they'd be like, you know, I know the numbers in the late 90s. Each slot machine makes about $80,000 a day. And so they could put, like, you know, 5 slot machines, 4 or 5 slot machines in one area where you could have a poker table, and, you know, maybe 6. And so that's a lot to compete against. And so, you know, when poker broke out and everybody demanded tables, and everybody, when it got really hot, yeah, I thought that, you know, we wouldn't be facing things like this in the future. But, you know, listen, I can't blame Binion's, because, you know, I mean, it's really hard to have a 9-handed game that you can actually rake right now. And so you've seen some of those contraptions they have for poker tables now, you know, where they have plastic up, and it's hard to play 4 or 5-handed. And people are flocking in for those to play. But I'm not sure that's a realistic fix. So post-COVID, I wouldn't be surprised if, Binion's did have poker tables back in, but it's a very sad day for poker when Binion's gets rid of their poker room.
Yeah. I think my first trip to Vegas was 2004, and it was the final time it was actually in Binion's. And obviously, unbeknown to me, that was a little bit of history. I was stood there on the rail watching my first ever World Series event. I can't remember what it was, but not knowing that it wasn't going to be in Binion's anymore. That's a little bit of history. Can you remember what's the big poker table that's on the wall where everybody's signed it? Is that still there?
I don't remember. I did go to Binion's about a year and a half ago. I was downtown for whatever reason, and I think I had my sister. Yeah, my sister Ann was with me, and Ann is a Special Olympian, has a bunch of gold medals from Special Olympics, and she and I walked through there, and we saw the pictures on the wall, and and it was kind of nice to see. It was kind of a step back into where I did a lot of business.
There's a lot of history in that room, and like you said, we don't know what's going to happen, but it looks like it might have finished in Binion's. Going yourself, the critics. Now, you answer the critics with result after result after result. Does it affect you and the way you play and think, do you know what? This is for one of you.
Yeah, I mean, you have to understand that, I think a lot of people, if you're going to be great, or if you want to be the greatest of all time in your sport, people are going to chop you down at the knees and try to stand on your shoulders, so to speak.
Yeah.
And that's, there's some negativity there. And so, I've been a huge figure looming large in poker for a long time. And I think some people are like, hey, he's getting too much press. He doesn't deserve it. And, some of the younger generation is like, what's so special about Phil? And so, it's a natural progression to try to, and so, but some of them don't handle themselves very well. And the difference is when I came up in poker, I gave a lot of respect to all the people before me. Yeah. Always respected Doyle. Johnny's only 3-4 years in front of me, but always respected Chip Reese and all the great players that came before me. And there was always respect. I never went around, saying bad stuff about them. And, I kind of earned my stripes. So, it's interesting to me that you have this, a bunch of high rollers, and you have like, say, 20 or 30 guys that consistently play in the high rollers, and they proclaim themselves the best players in the world. They aren't. And then the press is incentivized to claim them the best players in the world. And they play with, 10, 15 businessmen. And so they're not the best players in the world. You want to be the best in the world. You win bracelets. You win world poker tournaments, world WPTs, you win EPTs. Now, if you want to talk about, somebody like Adrian Mateos or Dominic Nietzsche, these guys are great. They proved it because by winning bracelets. Alex Foxen is a great player for sure, and he just won a WPT to back up, a big one in December. Nice job. And so, but I mean, if you want to be great, then you have to win bracelets, and it can't just be a bunch of high rollers. Because there's a lot of great players, a lot of the best players in the world don't play in those tournaments all the time. I think Negreanu is one of the best players in the world. You don't see him out there all the time in all the high rollers. You don't see Ivy out there in all the high rollers. You don't see me in all the high rollers. And, so you have to pick your poison, if you want to be great. And they all pick the poison of playing in World Series of Poker tournaments. And, and so, I mean, there's always going to be critics, and that's just a natural. There's always going to be haters, and that's just that's a natural way of the world. I do get a little bit upset when they throw me under the bus, but you know what? It's also motivating. I called Negreanu and I said, "Man, you've been one of my biggest critics." I mean, he was telling me in 2008 and 2009 and 2010 that I'll never win again unless I start playing like they play. And I said, I think you're crazy. And he's like, I have the best coach in the world. His name is blah, 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 blah. Well, that guy disappeared a long time ago. And then the next year he said, I have the best coach in the world. His name is blah, 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 different name. That guy disappeared a year later. And, 2011 and 12, I think I was second in player of the year, both of those years at the World Series of Poker. I think I won 2 or 3 bracelets. I had a bunch of, I don't know how many final tables, but, and so, and then, recently people are like, oh, well, Phil can't play in faster paced tournaments, the ones where the blinds go up every, Phil can't play in tournaments that go up every 20 minutes or half an hour. And then I won one of those, and then I final tabled one. And then I think I have 3 final tables in the $5,000 faster tournament. What do they call it? Turbo.
The turbo.
Said, that can't work because Phil doesn't understand the math. So it's always Phil doesn't understand this, Phil doesn't understand that. Now, the interesting thing is most of the people watching this interview say, oh, well, what is Phil talking about? We all know he's a great player. And that's true, because you're really talking about a select few people. Yeah, but it's a little aggravating, but they also motivate me. And so then they also fail to see what I'm doing every year. I mean, in 2019, World Series tournaments, what did I have? I had a 5th, a 6th, a 2nd, a 3rd, and I mean, like there's a handful of people that had those kind of results.
16 catches in 2019.
Yeah. And so, I mean, so whatever. I mean, I think, yes. Does it rub me the wrong way sometimes? Yes. But do I hear those voices every day? No. I mean, sometimes I don't hear somebody criticize me for 40 or 50 or 60 days because I'm not on all the forums. But I'm aware of it. And then when I see it, I'm always a little bit bummed out. Yeah.
If we had a Champions League triple crown of poker, you've won the World Series main event, you've won the World Series Europe main event, what would make up that triple crown that would be like, those are the 3 that you need to win?
Okay, that would be the 3rd one. It's the Poker Players Championship, the PPC. Yeah. And I had a 2nd in that. And that one really hurt because I had Brian Rastall in 3 times. And to win one of those hands, I guess I was 84%, they said, to have that. And that would have been nice. That would have been an unassailable triple crown.
Yeah. We have got 15 braces. Do you need to be stranded on a desert island for people to catch you?
I mean, you've got Phil Ivey, who can win 2 or 3 bracelets in a year. You've got Daniel Negreanu, who's just like, how many final tables a year does he have? And he has so many seconds. Yeah. Like he and I were battling for, I think I have 12 seconds and he has 11 second places now or something. But he tied me for seconds for 1 minute there. And unfortunately, I had a second over in Europe that I really wanted to be a first. And he was at the final table with me. So there's some people that are just great. Who knows what the future holds for Dominic Nietzsche? Who knows what the future holds for Adrian Mateos? Who knows what the future holds for some of these guys that are there playing all these events? Now, a lot of the young guys don't play all the mixed games. But, I think, what do I have? I have 2 bracelets in Raz, and all the rest are in Hold'em anyway. If you're great at Hold'em, you can get there more often because there's more skill.
Out of the 10, 11, 12 second place finishes, and I'm just gonna read this tweet from yourself was just amazing. Hitting my number 1 life goal at 24 was amazing. By the time I was 28, I had 5 WSOP wins, and a new life goal was to become the greatest poker player of all time. You figured you needed to win 24 bracelets as recognized as the greatest of all time. If all those second places would have been wins, would have got there. But why did you say 24?
24 is a number that kind of like, I don't like, I don't always have a perfect understanding of, I'd almost say mystical things. You know what I mean? I know that our minds are very powerful, and some of that is kind of untapped and unknown. And, my book Positivity talks about, how I've kind of, harnessed some of that potential, and how other people can harness that potential. And so for me, 24 was a number that I came up with at a young age. And I just thought, you know what, I can win 24 bracelets. And I came up with it in 1993, 94. I figured 24 would make me unassailable to the whole world. I remember in 2005 when I passed Johnny Chan and I passed Doyle Brunson, and they both came up and congratulated me. And that was classy, right? We all shook hands. They were all like, great job, Phil. I mean, there was a big, when they awarded me that bracelet in front of the whole room, that night right after I won it, there was Chan and Brunson.
Brilliant.
And at that point, we were crazy. Johnny, and I think it was 05, but Johnny Chan and Doyle Brunson and I maybe it was 07 I passed them, but I mean, there were years where they'd win, Doyle would win 2, Chan would win 2, and I'd win 1 bracelet. I think that was 03. And so we were just winning them in bunches, even in the modern era. And so that battle was great. And so, you're never safe. There are people that can catch me, but now I have the records, and I just have to keep raising it.
Any of those second places you would have thought, you know what, I really wanted that one?
Yeah, I remember there was a second place where a guy.
Afternoon, time is it? Eh? We're expecting a 12-hour live stream as normal. We've predicted that level 32 to 33 will be when it finishes, which will be around about 2:30, 3 o'clock. So, by the goodness of the hearts, the boys went, don't come in till after the first session, and then work straight through all the way to crowning a champion. And we went, go on then, we'll do that. So welcome on board, everybody. Give us a thumbs up if you can hear us in the charts. Give us a quick thumbs up. Have you tested YouTube? Can you hear us?
Everything.
Give a bit of sound.
Everything looks good.
So we're just ready. This is the £560 Midi.
Yep.
The numbers for the Midi were just ridiculous.
Yeah.
When they ask us nowadays, how many do you think for this and how many do you think for that, I'm not even going to talk. It's pointless, because every time you guess a number, it's just way out. Because the numbers for this Midi were absolutely incredible. 649 runners for the £500.
There's 70 odd bags up top, ain't there?
£73,000. The prize ticker will be scrolling along. Afternoon, everybody.
Afternoon, everyone.
Afternoon from snowy Sunderland. Afternoon from snowy Rotherham. I've had about 4 or 5 videos from Rotherham this morning. There's a foot of snow in Rotherham. Apparently all roads to the motorway are blocked in Rotherham. So you can't get out, which is a bit of a shame. A bit of a shame, but stay safe. The wind's wrecked everything over the weekend. It's now snowing everywhere. Stay safe. We've got a 12-hour live stream. Get the telly on. We've got a 6 o'clock free roll. That'll do for us. We've got a 6 o'clock free roll. Afternoon from snowy Preston, from sunny Halifax. How's that work?
Sunny Halifax.
That's got to be a fib. That has to be a fib. It can't be. But glorious sunshine outside.
Yeah, it's nice outside today.
Not a cloud in the sky. Beautiful sunshine. Had a lovely one. Well, I didn't have a wander around. I came to work, but you know what it's like. But good afternoon, everybody. Afternoon, Brad. Afternoon to Super King, Mark Pinnington. Top ball. You're gonna have to change your name. You're gonna have to change your name, because I can't mention your name on the stream. Man as a Wasp. Ashley. How to Valentin is there. He's in Manchester. Is so beautiful. Is it white? I'm guessing Manchester white over, because it was absolutely snowing it was really bad in Liverpool as well this morning. So it's snow everywhere. But That's outside, we're inside. Jay's going to run us through who's on this stream, and we're going to crack on with the 560. Afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the GKBT Midi.
So in 1 we got Cully Sadu, in 2 Alex Howe, in 3 Arya Sarkashik, in 4 Robert Ayton, in 5 GDPR IC, in 6 Ian Musk, in 7 Aaron Woodcock, in 8 is Raheem, and in 9 is Victor Alukin.
What? No way! Victor's back. God, old Victor, we need a cuddle with Victor. He told me he was coming to London. Band went out early. Yes, we started the day with 168. There was 22
Day 2 buy-ins.
22 day 2 buy-ins. And we are currently
on 90.
On 90. 9-0.
Really interesting dynamic of this table, Tal. I've just seen the stack sizes. Raheem's got the lot with 500,000. He's got over 100 bigs. The rest of the table are all 20 big blinds or less. So it's actually, if we actually get near the money and the stack size stay the same, Raheem could really, really chip up on the bubble if he wanted to. But we'll see how it plays out. But he's just got the lot. Got the lot at the moment. 500,000 at this stage is a huge stack. Kellett didn't play this one, Brad. He didn't even enter the old Midi.
Did he not?
Nope. But we'll give you bust outs as they come.
I know he was contemplating last night buying him today too, didn't he? But he decided against it. Fair enough. Fair enough. Had a good week. Got himself a 5k package yesterday and won on the cash game as well. So good old Rich. Paul Fletch. Pot Washer Senior has been giving it largest to surviving yesterday. He actually was speaking to him yesterday, Paul. First time we've really had a chance to chat with Paul.
This is going to be a good night here. We'll come back to that because I think we're going to lose one here. I think LC with the Ace Jack is going to shove over this. Delay continue, and he's going to be drawing dead. So
drawing dead, LC.
Out the door.
Extra 10% if you tell us your name.
Extra 10% ain't coming when you're drawing dead.
That's it. Lost one, Raheem. Set of threes, flops it, turns top for LC, and off he goes. Lost one. Speaking to Paul Maguire yesterday, not spoke to him at all, not had a chance to get to know him. Such a nice gentleman. Had a drink after the game, and he told us that while everybody was jumping around on the stream watching the big blinds and the hand with Craig Dawson, the ace king, Paul Maguire sat there with 6,000 chips at the blinds of 8,000, and he got a package.
Wow. So maybe Craig, there was a lot of discussion about the ace king if you were tuned in yesterday with 2 big blinds, whether it's call or fold. If because Craig was on the button, he's probably meant to fold that spot tower when Paul sat there with 6k because he's going to be in the big blind before him. So maybe we would have seen Craig fold the ace king if his hand wasn't rendered dead.
And he was in the same situation as what Craig was in. 2 spots away from being all in automatic. And we lost one obviously on the outer table when Josh called with the old 7 deuce. So yes, it was nice to meet him, nice to have a chat with him. Had a good chat about Chris and the boys and how it's improved his game. Listening to Jay, how it's improved his game. And he says, I just laugh at you. He says,
we all do, Tower.
He says, I just laugh at you. He says, because you work so good together. He says, you're like Morecambe and Wise. He says, you're the Morecambe and this guy's the Wise guy. And you're just so nice. So yeah, it was great to meet Mr. Paul Maguire for the first time. And he's invited us again to the White Lion. That we must come down to the White Lion.
So, I think next year we'll make a trip. We will make a trip.
Next year we will be making a trip to the White Lion. We'll obviously sort it out so all the pot washers there and everybody else and the bottle snatcher. But to win a £5,000 package on 6,000 chips when the big blind is 8,000, it just shows you how important it is to know how to play a satellite. anonymous person, was Back to the Future worth watching? Back to the Future was amazing.
It was good.
And I know Jay didn't really understand it because he'd never seen the movies, but he enjoyed it. The stage show was amazing. All the characters, all the main characters were just superb. Doc was fantastic, obviously. The main character as well. It was brilliant. It was a really, really good show. Just the technology of it all and all the graphics on this. How to make a car look like it's going at 88 miles an hour.
Yep.
On the stage when it's not moving is hard.
I know.
And it was so good to watch. If you're down here, down in London, the Adelphi, it was fabulous. Well worth a watch.
So blind on blind here, Ian firing after catching a bottom pair after complete in the small blind, and Aaron's going to make the call. Probably want to slam the brakes on now here as Ian with R4, so we can check call here after picking up the flush draw as well. But Aaron opting to check back behind. Jack of hearts on the river. So just happy to get to showdown now as Ian with R4. Likely that Aaron can have a 4 here as well. It's probably 4 or an 8. We've got 6 in our hand, which make the 6-5, 6-7 less likely. So maybe diamond draw or like an 8 here in the spot for Aaron, and he's going to fire river here. Could plausibly bet the Jack X of diamonds here in this scenario. If he's got some random like Jack Deuce, Jack 3, or Jack 3's 2 pair, like Jack 5 of diamonds, Jack 7 of diamonds. Could definitely value bet this after Ian checks twice to turn and river. Gets it through.
Okay, players, we've...
Our players going to need to wear a face covering from Tuesday. Not sat at the tables. We're not a shop. You only need them in shops and on buses, on transport at the moment. So not inside. Bring one with you if you want to play. If you want to use one, it's entirely up to you. Nobody's ever going to stop you using a mask and a face covering, but they are not mandatory.
So it's 10 for Alex. Raises to 10. Perfectly fine off of 21 big blinds. Want to be raising the ace-10 EP, no need to shove. Just come in for a steal, also get value from big blind defends. And what we'll do, guys, every 10-15 minutes or so, we'll let you know about eliminated players on outer tables, because they're going to be
absolutely
busting out fast. So Aaron's called here in the small blind, and that's going to bring Raheem in the big. So we're going to be sweating with Alex this hand with the ace-10. So flop of 8, deuce 3, 2 spades. Not a bad one for us to continue here as Alex. I think maybe going to see bet this one more often than check, but can go either way. Like small blind, we'll have like 4s through 7s. They should be could be peeling there. As Aaron, obviously Raheem going to have a whole host defending out the big blind, but Alex opting to check this one. Deuce of diamonds on the turn. So if this is checked to Alex again, I think we'll see him come in for delay continue, but Raheem's going to come out firing for 18k out of the big blind. How are you doing, Harry? Yeah. Shouldn't be as long as we expected, to be fair, but should be a good day. Should be a good day. We are playing down to a winner today, so yeah, we'll be crowning a champion for the Midi.
Hiya, Denny. Still got through from the place last night. Stream finished right at the death. Yeah, he was. We were literally near the end, and it buffered, and everybody refreshed and just managed to catch it. The refreshing and stuff like that. So the bubble. Who was the bubble last night? For the man in the green hat, Robert Allworth was the bubble boy at the end. For he lost against 7 deuce. We captured it on video. I'm guessing it's on YouTube as a replay if you want to watch it. It did buffer right at the end, but it did come back after about 10 seconds. Everybody was in the same as us, a bit annoyed at the time, but it did come back, and it's on there, Den, if you want to re-watch it.
So Victor here has definitely missed a spot tower. Could just be shoving these threes versus the button open off of his 12 big blinds to start the hand, but opted to just flat the threes. King of diamonds on the turner now, Aaron firing. We're just going to have to get out of the way here with the freezes, Victor, but pre-flop there, facing the button open, sitting there with 12 big blinds. Threes are a very, very good hand to be sticking it in with, but Victor not taking it.
Yeah, Craig got through with 2 big blinds. He was out of his chair with ace king, come rushing back to the table, missed his hand, probably would have played it. It was a fold after a ruling, and then 2 hands later he managed to get a seat, and Paul Maguire got a seat with 6,000 chips when the big blind was 8,000.
Yeah, all the winners yesterday getting themselves a package. Rich Kellett, Michael Kossoff, John Adderley, Will McMurray. Will McMurray was the bubble boy, and he nearly bubbled again because he was all in with aces on the bubble.
Very close.
Double bubble, imagine that. There he is, top left.
There's a picture in the middle. Or there should be a picture in the middle.
Yeah.
If Grosvenor Casinos put on the best promotion ever, and you don't allow us to take a picture, in my eyes, you shouldn't be allowed to win it. But that's only my preference, and the person in the middle got themselves a £5,000 package. So well done, Mr. Anonymous.
Yep.
Carry on.
So Bruce Jones was another one. Josh Musson, who we saw in Blackpool, got a package. Dan Knight, Paul Maguire, Chris Maguire's old man, Danny Petros, Alex Montgomery, Craig Dawson, Michael Rossman, Ashley Scanlon, Alex Whitson-Stall, and GA, who was our GDPR, that man in the middle there.
The man in the middle. Michael Jackson sung about you once. That's a great picture, that. Fantastic. Spoilt in the middle.
Yep.
By somebody, but we'll not mention it again.
Tower's pet peeve like that, GDPR.
So yeah, so we are back. We are back in the mix. This is the Midi main. This is the Midi main. It's hard to say the Midi. Mini, Midi and a main. Any plans to show the way Ricky Hayes at the feature table? Northern Irish legend. Well, if he's, he'll definitely be on the feature table if he gets to the final, because we will be streaming all the way through. Every session we change the table to an outer table, so every 2 hours there's a break, and then every 2 hours we get new players at the table after that break.
So we were down to 90, and we have lost a chunk, Tower.
Go on then.
Anton Sawu, gone.
Anton South's gone.
Matthew Erdley, gone.
Wow.
Panikos Elinas, Ben Marageds, Dom Tanner, Tony Kelly, Aaron Fisher, Rennie Z, Dan Toffel, Phil Walker. So lost a few since coming back after the break. We've also lost Alexios Zervos and Stu McNally. So that is going to leave us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. That's going to leave us I believe 78 players, Tower.
78. Afternoon, C4. Afternoon, Mr. C4. Hope you're well. How's Manchester looking? Has the sun started coming out anywhere in the country yet? There's white stuff falling from the sky everywhere but London. Queens for Robert in seat 4.
Robert raising it up, makes it 11. And Raheem with the ace-10. Looks like he's going to be making the call here in the hijack. Not going to be free betting this UTG Open too much, I don't think, versus this stack size. It's horrible for us when have to get it in. Oh, he has up to free bet to 31k, and now Rob's got an easy shove for his remaining 21 bigs, and I'm interested to see what Raheem's going to do. I'm assuming we're free betting to fold this one versus his stack size. The whole lot, yeah. There's the all in. And now Raheem, these decisions we need to make before the free bet. What we do in facing a jam. And he's asked for a count.
Raheem's got the chips to call, but it is a big chunk for Rob.
Thing is, Tao, he's getting just under 2 to 1 on the call here with the ace-10. Still going to have to let this one go. And very important, guys, when you're free betting, as I always say, make sure you already make the decision. What do I do if the player that's open shoving? You need to have these decisions made already. You need to be aware of what you're going to do, otherwise you just put yourself in no man's land a lot of the time and can be prone to make a mistake. Really deliberating this one, Raheem, and what should be a pretty standard fold after the 4-bet rip here from Robert. Don't mind mixing in the free bet with the ace-10 some of the time. Probably less frequently because the under the gun open, but fine to mix it in every now and again. But once we get 4-bet ripped on here, it's just pretty easy fold.
It is. Yeah, it's shown the ace, it's folded the ace. But just not big. Ace-jack, maybe a call. Robert, when the shove gets it through. This is the Midi. You're joining us for the first session of the Midi. We joined on the second session. We'd already lost 70 players by the time we got here.
Yeah, now we're down to 78.
78. So the cards are out. This is the Midi, £560 buy-in, 649 runners.
And now I'm going to be dropping like 4 eyes, 5 more gone, IC, GDPR, McNally, Alexia Server, Terry Jordan is out the field.
No.
And Thomas Riley is gone as well, which means we're down to 73 players.
Where does the money start?
68 paid
68?
First session getting into the money.
68? Aye, heck, man. A first session bubble. 68 runners. Getting the money. Woo-woo.
So Ian is all in versus the 10s of Cully. Ian Musk in seat 6. And Cully has him covered, so no player at risk. Oh, Ian with the jacks.
Ian needs a double up. There's a big chance of getting that double up. We've got 75,000. Needs to fade a 10.
Yeah, lovely flop for us here. No runners because we got the diamond covered. So just fading a 10 here. So really nice spot for us as Ian. Oh, where does that come from?
Where does the dealer bring that one from?
Oh, that is ill. 10 on the turn, right near the money. And Ian Musk is out the door, meaning down to 72.
Oh, that's grim. That is grim. Cully Sidhu, give that man chips and he's dangerous. Give him a bit of luck as well. He could go all the way. Oh, feeling for you, Ian. That is grim.
68 paid, Jakey. 68 places paid. So we're near the money. 72 remaining. I can imagine Span. I can imagine it. Always is the way in the middies and the minis. When you come back day 2s, there's loads of day 2 buy-ins, loads of shorties. It's just madness with the dealers all shouting, seat open, seat open. So 72, 4 off the money. So Raheem opening King 10 under the gun and Cully Ace Queen here. Just going to make the call. Really deep with Raheem. We've got a stack where we're going to get on the right side of the bubble here as Cully. No need to free bet this UTG Open. Happy to just flat keep the pot small and take a flop. And Aria here, 9-8 of clubs. Aria working with 14 bigs, just sub. Like in a post-bubble situation, he could always potentially rip this one if we think Raheem is going to be opening fairly light, but opts to just call, that looks like. Lots of 1,000 chips going in there. And take a flop, see if we can catch a decent enough piece to go with.
King, Queen, 9. Wet flop.
Yeah, it's a top pair, middle pair, bottom pair. Raheem flopping the best of it. Love the check here from Raheem, freeway out of position. Really, really nice check from him, especially with this particular King 10 combination with the King of Diamonds in it. And Aria here, going to check back his bottom pair. Not going to get involved too much, I don't think. Aria with his holding, and the 6 of Diamonds on the turn is an interesting card because brings in the backdoor diamonds for both Raheem and Cully. Cully with the nut diamonds, Raheem with the second nut. So this should just always be a call here from Cully Sidhu with position, and then be taking rivers heads up versus Raheem. I just think this near to the bubble, no need to start raising this, turning our queen into a bluff. Just got to call a lot of the time, take a river. It's a disaster for us if we bust with this particular stack size that we're working with, so we just need to play it a bit more passively, and that's exactly what Cully's going to do.
Incoming. 2 players, so we must be down to an even number of 8. Even though 9-handed, forget that. Try even numbers of 9. Which will be 8-9.
Oh, and Cully gets there on the end.
Cully. He's having that run.
Yeah, I'm going to come in for value now here, Tower. Got to make this like the assumption Jack 10's not going to be out there. Like a lot of the time it's hard for Raheem opening under the gun to have a flush here because the diamond's on board and we've got the ace of diamonds in our hands, so Jack 10's going to continue flop. So then we're going to try and get some value from perhaps maybe some ace Jack, ace 10 that may elect to delay continued turn, as well as some King X that can be in there. But definitely going to be a spot that we want to be value betting here as Kalisa do. Interesting to see the sizing he opts for. 34 into 77, so just south of half, and Raheem here probably going to have to get out of the way. Tower, what do we beat here as Raheem? Oh no, he's going to make the call.
Making the call with the king.
No, he could have taken the boss line there if he really wanted to, but it's hard to represent with that particular hand. On near the bubble, could have potentially bluff raised that one. Second pair, second nut diamond. We got the 10 in there as well. Removal from straights, removal from two pairs, removal from flushes, but opted to just call the king 10 there. Surprised to see, but he's got the chips to make these lighter calls. Not going to affect him too much.
So we're actually getting very close to the money.
Yeah, working with eight tables of
9, that's 72.
Yeah, 8 tables of 9. So Cully, great start to him on the featured. I was about to say for the day, but he's already been playing a couple of hours before we started.
I'm just saying in the chat that they're having a snow break at Manchester City. They've not started the second half because of snow. Stay safe out there, guys and gals. Stay safe. Svan says apparently 10 bust in the first 3 minutes. Did anyone buy today too? Yes, they did, Dennis. 22 of them. Hi, Mum. How you doing, Gail?
Hi, Mum.
I think it's snowing down where you are. An afternoon, Adam on Facebook as well. Hope you are good and safe. We are playing down to a winner tonight. Enjoy the match, Chelsea fan. Big game. Enjoy the footy. And yes, we'll be here till round about 3 in the morning, we reckon.
Really nice flop here for Cully. Definitely going to have lots and lots of continues on this. 2 overcards, up and down, backdoor, spade draw. And a quick fold from Raheem, and just like that, Cully up over the 300k mark. Come to the table with 140. Great start for this session for him.
His bounce is still in.
I'm not sure, I think so, Tower.
Oh, hang on. If we have an hole in the call.
Well, we've just lost another one, so we're down to 71. We've just lost Alan Rudge. So we're 3 off the money, 2 off the bubble.
So I heard Dina's announcement there. I wasn't too sure what it was.
And Victor finds ace king, gets his last 9 big blinds in.
Come on, Victor. Lovely to see you, my old friend. We haven't had a chance to meet face to face, but I'm rooting for you, Victor. First time back after a long absence due to lockdown. Stephen with 9s.
Any players wishing to
This
register
thing should
for
just
our
ISO
next
here,
event
Tower.
will be
That's exactly what he's
So
going to do.
ISO as he comes to the table with Rob Boone.
And it's a snap fold for
You
Rob.
know what? Rob Boone would have made the call, I reckon.
It's for 30-minute levels for the late entry and re-entry.
It's just a snap fold now, and Rob gets out of the way. So Victor at risk.
Proper,
3 off the money.
proper race. Does Victor survive? He needs to hit, but it's more or less a 50-50 chance. Whoa, that's just about drawing.
Running spades, that's
Yeah.
it, Tower. That's all we've got going for
A
us.
spade on the turn, or we're out. And it's not. And unfortunately, Victor Ilyukin, who has played GUKPTs on a regular basis, has been eliminated. The third spade came on the river.
If any players in the Midi
Unlucky
have
Victor.
not had a chance to have something to eat that would like something, please make yourselves known.
It's down to 70. Bubble.
Has anyone who would like something to eat that has not yet had a
Victor
chance?
Lukin busting 3 off the money. 1 more bust out, and we're going to be on the bubble. Weird, Tower. This feels being on the bubble. We've only just got here. So ace king here for Alex under the gun on the bubble. Not stone bubble, but he's going to be all in. Alex out.
All in announced. All the way round to the button.
Oh, then Pete.
Fold it, and that gets it through. Hiya, Peter. Pete Whitehouse, we're all good. Thank you very much. This is the Midi, the £560 Midi, 649 runners, £73,000 up top, and we are close to the money. We're 2 off it.
Adam, I've played a couple already this week, and I'm playing 1 tomorrow, and then that will be me for the festival. Only 3 for me.
Donna's watching. I'm sure Donna's in Vegas.
How are you doing, Donna?
How you doing, Donna? How's Vegas? And what are you doing over there? Let me know. It's like 1 AM. Why are you in Vegas in November? I want to know. Tell me.
Aaron raising the queen 9 suited on the bubble. Alex getting 4.5 to 1 on the call, 9-8. Expect him to defend this one, take a flop. Obviously Aaron does have us covered. Not good for us to bust just before the money off this stack.
Dean has just said stop dealing after this hand.
Okay, and the reason for that, Tower, is we have just lost Alex Booth. So Alex Booth out in 70th place. That puts us down to 69, which means we're on the bubble, hand for hand. That was quick.
7:21 in the morning. It's 22 degrees. Why are you in Vegas? I want to know. What have you won? Where are you there? What are you playing? Who's there with you? So we're on 69, are we?
Yep, 69.
So we await further instructions. It was a birthday present from Rosary. Very nice indeed. Enjoy Las Vegas. Say hello to Vegas for me, will you? And we'll see it next year. await instructions.
So we have got 8 tables, so maybe a few pauses between hands as we're
Absolutely.
hand for hand, guys. Should we show them what we've got coming up quickly?
Yeah.
There we are. Today, Midi main, day 2. Next week, Wednesday, UK Heads Up Championship, UK Six Max, Haymaker Sit and Go, and then the biggie, 2nd to the 5th of December, the 2 cable and the grand final. That is going to be
The real biggie is the
Christmas
third
jumper day. Christmas jumper day.
grand final day 1B, the final buying day of the year is Christmas jumper day. Make sure you wear one. If you're coming to London, come and say hello. And the best jumper will get a complimentary meal in the restaurant given out by Dan in the poker room. Christmas jumper day next Friday. We await instructions. We wait and we wait and we wait for all tables to finish, and then we start hand to hand.
Afternoon, Ricky on Twitch.
All right, Ricky. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Dina's just shouted. There she is.
So Mike Campbell all in with, what is that tower? It looks like 10-8 of hearts, and
Mike
he's run into
Campbell.
the aces of Eric Legoff.
Is Mike Campbell short stack?
Yeah, Michael.
And Mike's got 10-8.
He's got the 10-8.
Uh-oh.
No help there. 9 of hearts for a little bit of a sweat.
Uh-oh.
Well, now 7 is all
Any
that's going to work.
sevens? Yeah.
And
Oh,
it's the 4 of hearts, so we
man.
lose Mike on the bubble, and Eric Legoff takes that one with aces, which means we're in the money, and that was quick. That didn't take long. Everyone in the money.
That's what the rest of the tables think about that. We didn't get a bubble. Mike Campbell has been eliminated. Unlucky, Mike. Oh my days. We're in the money. It is snowing bad over here, Donna. Yes, we've had a lot of snow, a lot of road closures. It's snowing everywhere apart from the very south of the country. It is absolutely white over everywhere. There's a foot of snow in Rotherham, and there's a foot of snow in Liverpool, and everywhere else in between there is snow. Absolutely. Stay safe while you're wandering around in your shorts at 22 degrees. Oh yes.
I'm not sure how he's getting on, Emily.
Who's that?
Ryan. Asking how Ryan Mandara's
Hi,
doing on
Emily.
the out of tables.
And the family.
Ricky GUKPT just went for a run this morning along the Tyne. Not much snow, but was absolutely Baltic. Rather you than me, Ricky.
Absolutely.
So Alex opening the button here. Raises to 10k. Robert then make the defend with the 5-4. Heads up. Oh! Don't get much
7, 8,
better
10.
than that.
Any flops about, ladies and gentlemen?
It's such a nice feeling in this game when you open and you just flop the stones. It's like you're not expecting it, and you just see it, and it's just a lovely sight. So Alex here, like to see it continue here, want to try and build a pot. However, his stack size tally might incorporate some checks in because we can still get all our chips in by the river with 2 bets. But the thing is, we have no removal to like the 10x, the 8x, the 7x, so big blind range can have a whole host in there. So firing for 10k straight off the bat. And unfortunately for us, Robert's just got a hand that we're never getting any action from, so Alex taking that one.
So we're in the money. Congratulations, everybody. We will get you the payout structure.
Yeah, everyone's locked £1,110.
Oh, wow. Very nice. Very nice indeed.
Look at that, £78,190 up top. It's just incredible.
Wow.
for something that's not even a main event. It's prize pools have just been so good. This is going to be a shove here from Aria Tower. Has to shove a suited king on the button for 9 bigs once folded to us. Now we're in the money, and in they go. And he's going to get called because Stephen's got 6s. So Aria at risk. Look at the equity the suited king's got versus the pair. Only got 3 outs. They're still working with more than 40% here. Must be maybe a 6 dead in the muck and a lot of diamonds live. Should be lower equity wise here, Aria, but stream accounting for the dead cards. So Aria at risk. I think he's hit tower, yeah, because Stephen reached for his chips like he was already willing to pay the double, but he's got some nice plausible runners here. That's not one of them, so looking for the K6 to bust Aria, otherwise Aria going to double with the King 5 of diamonds. It's the Queen of Hearts.
The King 5 doubles.
So blinds should be going up to 3k, 6k.
So we're in the money, as you can see, rolling across the bottom. Good afternoon, sneaky winner. Would anybody have the free roll password? No.
Should we have a guess?
Shall we try and book in? Let's have a butchers. Anybody in it? No registered players. Do you know it?
Should we just have a punt? What do you want, a friendly pound?
Right, let's register. This room is password protected. Let's try grand final. You have failed registration. Sorry, the password is not correct. Damn.
Right, I'm going to go with G final, all capitals.
Who's told you? You did this last time in Blackpool.
I have my ways,
G final.
Is this for the T run?
Oh,
I think that's fair. Well, I don't know it yet. It might be wrong. Yeah, okay, it might be wrong.
There is no way you've ever not guessed it. Ever. We're frozen.
The comms cam down.
You'll never guessed that like you did in Blackpool. What was Blackpool?
It
was something like Pepsi Big Mac 3, 2, 1 extraordinaire.
People are in already. People are in.
How have you got in? The procedure is G final.
G final.
And it is.
I'm good at this game.
Who's told you?
I just have.
Why have you got information and I've not?
I'm just very good at guessing games, Tower. That's all it is.
Not having it.
Very, very good at guessing
Whoever's
games.
sending
mate.
the information to this guy, send it me. I keep losing. I keep going for the T. The password is G final, and I'm going to play it, and I'll be all in first hand.
Oh.
I did that the other day and won.
Yeah. So G final, get yourself in, guys. Starts at 6 o'clock. It's free money, free tokens being given away. If you don't have the Grosvenor client, get it downloaded. It's free to play. You don't have to put any money in your account.
Enjoy.
Katie Swift is out, Brad, because I saw her at the bar when I come in.
No.
So I know Katie's out the field. I'm not sure about the other two at the moment. It's in the commands in Twitch for you guys as well, the password for our free roll. Good luck if you are playing.
It's in your phone somewhere, I'm going to check it. Not having that. Not having that.
So Cully opening here for 12.5k. And Aaron here, interesting spot. Against LP opens, going to be shoving this a lot of the time. Against people that are opening a lot of hands, going to be shoving this a lot of the time for 22 bigs. But he's just going to call here, a bit worried about Cully's EP open. So just going to flat the fours, not opting to rip this one for 22 bigs, which could certainly have done. Flop of ace 6 7.
In Cully's range.
Yeah, it's just c-bet. He's going to have so many c-bets on this flop. Cully, and he is going to come in for a continue, and the fours now of Aaron just can't do anything but get out of the way, Tower.
That'll be out at the end. Would you like a tea? Seems though you amazingly guessed the password.
Could I have a honey and lemon, please?
Oh, yes, of course you can.
Thank you. It was a bit cold yesterday. Got a.
You got another week yet, Pop?
Yeah.
You got another week. You got a couple of days off. Don't talk to anybody.
Yeah, something like that, Brad. I think it might have been just being outside yesterday without a coat on, like an idiot. Have a good time, Chelsea fam. Enjoy the match. We'll see you maybe online a bit later. There's Stephen opening cut off here. Rob got one that's going to go in the bin. Aaron going to have to fold this in the small blind. And action on Raheem with the suited 9-4. He's getting 4.5 to 1 on the calls. So might flick this one in with his particular stack size, and that's what he's going to do. Both players catching a piece. Top pair, top kicker for the ace-5 of Stephen. And Raheem here with middle pair, backdoor spades. So Stephen going to want to be continuing this one. Good flop for us. Top pair, top kicker. Can definitely get called by plenty of big blind defend range. Some 6x with overcards and gut shots. Some up and downs which are the 3x, 4x, deuce x in there as well. Some club draws, just a whole host we can get called by, and we don't want to be allowing some overs, just like random jack 8 offs and stuff like that. No club realising equity, which is still going to have around just under 30% against our hands. So got to be continuing this one as Stephen. 10 of spades on the turn. Now this is a really interesting card because Raheem's now picked up flush draw to go with his pair of fours, but as Stephen, like to see him continue here again because there shouldn't be any 10x really that Raheem has unless it's 10x of clubs or maybe 10-3 suited. So want to get some value from some worse 5x and 4x. And the other thing to take note with our particular stack size, if Raheem has got a better hand than ace-5 on this flop, a lot of the time he's going to want to just get it in unless it's an absolute nutted hand like a 6-3 or an ace-3. So Stephen going for another street here, and Raheem making the call with his backdoor spades and the 8 of clubs on the river. So front door clubs getting there, 6-7 getting there, and it just goes check check, and a nice pick up there for Stephen with the ace-5. Really like the second street of value he came in for on the turn. Just understanding this 10 shouldn't really change much. If we had the best hand on the flop, it's still going to be the same on the turn. Thank you very much, sir.
Ian Lemon.
And we've lost a few guys.
We lost.
I'll give you a little rundown of some bust outs. So Mike was our bubble boy.
I know.
And then after that, we have lost 4 players. Kenny Harlow, Antoine Labat, Jacob Stone and Yanis Karklins, which is going to put us down to 64.
Enjoy the match, Chelsea fan. Enjoy the match.
Dealers and players in the Midi, you have any level score by 4,000 local.
Yeah, I think Andy's still in, Stephen. I haven't seen him on the bust out list. I know he's one of the chip leaders starting today.
Like it.
So Queen 10-9, rainbow flop. So Raheem flopping middle pair, gut shot.
Yeah, it's a hop knobs, please. Hop knobs.
Odd knobs being passed round. There you go.
So like this lead from Raheem, once flop checks through, a lot of the time versus button open, our 10's going to be the best of it.
Anybody fancy playing in 2022?
Yeah, I fancy it.
Look at that. We are back next season. We know we've got one more week. We'll be striking it off and ticking at this weekend. We'll be over very soon. And then next week we return on Wednesday. Apparently David A might be playing the 500 today, so if he does, we'll have a chat. We'll grab him in and see how much poker he's been playing. We'll come and have a chat, fingers crossed. If he does come in to play the 500, we'll have a chat with him for 5 minutes. But that right there is the schedule for 2022. The dates are all set. The schedules will be released in plenty of time, and we'll hopefully give you some information regarding leg 1 next week when we come back for the final week of 2021. But 2022 is right there. Check all the dates. We've got Coventry as an addition, Reading South as an addition. Edinburgh should be full and back. I know there's been a couple of changes regarding restrictions, but it is only mandatory to wear masks at this moment in time on public transport and somewhere else. Shops, if you're going shopping. Basically, don't go shopping, play poker, you're alright. That's fine. You just carry on as normal.
Get your hotels booked early, guys, as well, because I know sometimes they get booked out and it's a bit of a walk to the casino or a bit of a drive, so save yourself a bit of money. All the dates are set. Them dates are going to be for every leg they're set. They're not going to change.
There's a big gap between 7 and 8.
Why is that?
That's obviously because he's going to play the main event and we're all going. Going on his way. But yes, the Goliath is set 25th of August until the 4th of September. Most of the schedule, I've been told, has already been finalised. I don't know how they've worked it all out already. But we know that the main event is definitely there. So is the ladies' event, and so is the Joker's Wild. Not dressing up next year. Not refuse. So yeah, some good dates there. Make sure you check all the details on social media, because it's all on social media. Anything Grosvenor related is on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube and Twitch.
Where's the apps? Manchester is BNR for Berry New Road, so it is down there.
That's Nick. How you doing, Nick? He knows where Manchester is. Yeah, Birmingham Road. Good play, Nick. Aces for Cully. Nice timing. Raised it up.
Makes it 37. Nice little free exercising with position, and rule of thumb, as I always say, when you're opening the ace 10 off, ace jack off early position, and you do get free bet, a lot of the time it's just going to be going straight into the muck. They're good hands to open, to come in for some stills, and obviously then we want the big blind defending because the open's going to be for value versus big blind defend range. But the times that we do get some resistance after we've opened early position, it just has to go into the muck, and good fold there from Stephen, not getting sticky with the ace jack.
So we're in the money.
Yep.
We are in the money. All locked up, 1173,000 to the winner. We're on 64, as you can see on the top right hand side. 64 out of 649. Wowzers.
So Aria should be shoving this one tower. From what I've seen from Raheem already, he's opening fairly wide, but no, he's not going to take the spot. Aria for 18 big blinds there. Facing low jack open, we got a pair, we got 18 bigs. Very surprised Aria's not getting it in there. Interesting. Maybe he just thinks Raheem's not one to fold and he doesn't want to take a flip, but
Yeah.
versus the guy with all the chips opening in the low jack, I'm going to be fist pump getting it in with my fives, just expecting to get so many folds. Jerry, free roll password is in the commands on Twitch for you. It is.
Yeah, amazingly, just amazingly, Jay guessed it.
Always
in
guess
one
it.
guess.
Always.
Amazing. G final.
So Patrick in the low jack, opening ace 8 suited. It's on the Grosvenor client, Jonas. It takes 5 minutes to download, set up an account, don't need to deposit anything. You can just flick straight into the free roll with the password. Complete from Stephen. Checked option from Rob. Jack deuce 7 rainbow. So check, check. Jack of hearts on the turn. Now Stephen is going to come in for a bet. I'm just going to have to get out of the way. Not much we can do here. Could have potentially fired the flop with our hand. But what's Rob up to here? Raising it up.
We've got to raise it up, raise it up, raise it up.
It works. Fair play. Fair play.
What's everybody munching on, by the way?
I don't know. Food. I think it looks like it could be.
Amazingly, it's food. Do you know what? I don't eat anything else.
I think it's definitely a lot of mashed potato. I can see. It could be beef. What is it? Beef bourguignon.
Beef bourguignon.
Bourguignon.
Yeah. Could well be. Bit of beef bourguignon. Good afternoon and welcome to the live stream of the Midi. We will be here until we crown a champion, whenever that may be. It is going to be a late one. It will be recorded. We will be stopping and starting for YouTube purposes because it will be recorded. And if it gets too late for everybody, or we will be crowning a champion. We reckon round about 3 AM, between 3 and 3:30. Jay said yesterday. If that happens, obviously you'll be able to catch it tomorrow on record. But we will be here if you want to stay with us. And you've got no plans to sleep. Hiya, John and Chris. The free roll is on Grosvenor Poker. You have to be in the United Kingdom to play it. I'm playing it, and I'm going to be all in first hand. How many's in at the minute? 33. Doesn't start until 6 o'clock. Plenty of chance to get in.
So Aaron got a lovely one to just rip in here, working with 16 bigs, facing button open and small blind flat. It's just dreamy for us here with the jacks. It's always going to be a triangle going in front of that man. And it should be 2 quick folds. Well, Stephen definitely cannot call with the queen jack. And then Rob can't call with the ace deuce suited.
Yeah, phase 28. We had a delivery of chocolate bourbons and chocolate hobnobs on Friday. Our wonderful viewers.
We've still got a couple of desserts left, have we not?
Oh, and then they're in the fridge. They're in the fridge. But if anybody's passing, just to let you know, I do like pineapple on my pizza. It's still a debate that goes on forever.
Jack 10 of clubs here for Patrick. Nice one to open for us under the gun. Makes it 16. And Aria here with the ladies. Aria working with 18 big blinds. So might just elect to move in with the ladies here.
All Colin. Indeed he does. Nice shout. Aaron. We folded the ace-10 last time we were up against the ladies. What was Raheem? So I can't see him calling with 8-7.
Just going to be fold tower, that's all. Patrick not calling, Raheem not sure what he's up to, wants some TV time. Oh, there's a ruling.
Ari just flattered, didn't see the all-in, so he wanted to know if he got his chips back. No, was the answer. You know, when you got headphones on and you can't hear anything and you don't watch the table and you're flicking a call and there's 110 grand in front of you, you don't get it back.
I'm not sure why Patrick's asking for a count here. This is just easy fold for us. No need. Should just be a snap fold into the muck. Just making the dealer work harder than he needs to. And eventually does make the fold.
The password is G final, all uppercase. Afternoon, Sean. No Bob up in Blackpool. Is it still snowing in Blackpool?
Wee seltzer sweet and savoury is wrong.
He doesn't agree with it. And apparently somebody, Tim Buckley, who's watching on YouTube, he says it's as bad as his mate who has apple pie and custard with HP sauce on it. Actually, no joke.
Joe, one of my favourites from McDonald's. Chicken nuggets and a McFlurry. That is dip the chicken nuggets into the McFlurry.
Stop.
No, trust me. It is a game changer. It is an absolute game changer.
Yeah, for being sick.
No, it's lovely. It's honestly just a plain McFlurry, chicken nuggets, dip them in the McFlurry, off you go.
Not having that.
Game changer, Tower. Don't knock it till you tried it.
Don't knock it till I've tried it. Why would you ever think of it? Oh, these will be lovely dipped in ice cream.
I don't know, someone said it to me years ago, and ever since it's just like...
It's -3 in Preston and, Ray Green near Blackpool. It's -3 and it's Baltic. Oh, fancy walking down the old links today. Oh, that'd be fresh. Yeah, that just sounds wrong, doesn't it? Just sounds wrong.
Tastes nice, that's what matters. Cully opening, Sudace under the gun, and Alex shoving for just sub 15 big blinds. And Aria here in a little bit of a spot with the nines. This one deserves a tank. This is pretty close, but Aria makes a good lay down. It is gun versus +1, so probably leaning more towards fold for that reason. And once he comes back round to Cully, he's got an easy lay down.
So Patrick is all in. Alex is at risk with ace queen off. Patrick at risk with ace queen off against ace king. Oh, and a king flops. That's just about drawing dead.
Yeah, running Jack 10, running queens.
Running sixes.
Yeah. Well, there's a 10.
Aye. Any jacks about? Any jacks about? No. Ace king eliminates the ace queen. Unlucky Alex. Gone from the list. How many are we down to now, Jay?
We are down
to Alex being eliminated. So,
We've lost Jamie O'Connor, Boz.
Boz has gone.
Richard Hayes.
No.
Stephen Hollinshead.
No.
Kathleen Dimitrascu.
No.
JD, who's GDPR.
Jack Daniels.
Could be Jack Daniels. And then we've just lost Alex Howe. So that is going to put us down to 58 players.
58?
58.
They're pretty neat.
Yeah, our top ball says his mate has custard on chips.
What is wrong with people?
That's a bit far.
What is wrong with people? Custard on chips, man. What? Wowzers. Really enjoyed the desserts from Chef Brad this weekend. Thank you very much, Bradders.
Players are registered into our 4 p.m. one-day event. CDs on screen. Start taking a seat.
The call has been made for the 4 p.m. just a 4 p.m. 500 game. You know, just a local £500 event.
To be honest with Brum and Joe, I like a bit of sweet and savoury together sometimes. It's a good combination. I guess it depends on your palate, but
Yeah. It's going to start with 38 runners, the 500-pounder.
how are you doing, Claire? Claire G. Good job I'm not watching this to help decide what to have for Sunday dinner. Watching it for the poker. Guessing Dave's still in somewhere in the field.
Afternoon, Claire. Hope you're well.
Some information for players in our one-day event. It's a 15,000 sterling setup, 4 30-minute levels for the late entry and re-entry period, and then a 25-minute clock after. Once again, one-day events. Entries available until 6:15. We have some draw for the deal button pins in seat number 3. Your opening blinds start at 100, 100. That's good luck to all players and dealers. If you have 3 minutes, you may begin the deal.
Sean the 147 on Twitch says Five Guys Burger do a milkshake with bacon in it.
Yeah, they do. I've never had it, but they do.
Why?
I don't know. Some
Whoever
people like
buys
that.
that? That's ridiculous. The Culinary delights are coming out on a Sunday afternoon. What's that all about? A milkshake with bacon in it.
Sevens for Cully. We're going to want to open this one in the cut-off. Aria 3-betting to 38k with the King 10. And Roberts woke up with it behind him. And Aria, is he called? Is he not called? I thought he called there. Loads of chips went over the line, but I think he knocked them over. Gets out of the way. I think Cully might have 4-bet ripped the 7s there. Cut off versus button versus that particular stack size. Wouldn't have been out of the realms of possibility, but the Queen's in the small. Gets it through. So blind should be going up after this hand, everybody, and then we're into the last level before we're going to head out on a 40-minute dinner break. So after this hand, we're going to be going into the 4K, 8K level.
We're in the money.
Yes, we are. 58 left.
Good evening to Mr. Not the Barney Boatman. Hope you're well.
Evening. So Patrick opening suited ace +1, and Cully just choosing to flat the 8s, and Stephen with the 6s working with 20 bigs. Just going to call on the button. Bit wary about EP open and EP flat, so not electing to shove his pair for 20 bigs. But Rob is going to take the spot for his 19 big blinds.
Rob Boone, runner up in Blackpool 2 or 3 years ago.
So he should just have some ace king, ace queen, ace jack suited here. Rob, who also have some pocket pairs in there. You can see 8s and 6s, so 7s, 9s, 10s. But Cully now going to be in a bit of a decision. I think he's probably going to let these 8s go tower. Once it comes back round to him, he should ask for a cam and just see how much it is, realising it's 19 big blinds. But the thing is, it's EP open, flat from him, then flat on the buttons. There's so many dead chips out there, so Rob might be perceived to be shoving a little bit lighter. But Cully here with the 8s does what we expected and gets out of the way, and Stephen got to do the same with the 6s here. Yeah, Stephen's not going to be able to call with 6s. Asking for a count. I just think it's going to be ace king, ace queen here for Rob a lot of the time. Ace jack suited in there as well. But we will never know, because unfortunately card's not picking up.
Unfortunately not. I don't know why, but 6s get out of the way. Rob Boone still in.
Yeah, playing 4K, 8K now, guys. We'll get that graphic updated for you.
So last stand at this level. Last stand at the current level. So the blinds run to 4-8 next hand. It's shouted out.
This could go in tower. This versus button open, this ace-8 could definitely be shoving for 19 bigs here. Just depends if Aaron wants to take the spot, and he is going to take the spot. Good to see, really nice shove from him. And Rob's got a snap call once he comes back round to him. Just asking for a count just to check, but once he realises it's 20 bigs, button versus small blind, Rob's got to be putting some chips in. Like Aaron probably thinking now that Rob's never got ace jack, ace 10 here. Like maybe worried about ace 9. Wow, Rob's still not called. It's button versus small blind dynamic. Like Rob's going to have all the suited wheel aces that he's shoving. He's going to have pocket pairs, king jack suited, jack queen suited, all these type of hands. He's going to shove for 20 bigs, or he should be shoving for 20 bigs versus button open here. So this is a little bit of a nit roll from Rob. Obviously,
on the back,
fair enough to take his time, but Aaron sees the ace jack. And then button versus small blind, big blind dynamic, working with 20 bigs like ace jack, raised buttons, should be snap a lot of the time. Obviously it can be player dependent. Some chop outs. So 6, 5 or 8 needed to stay alive for Aaron.
Does he get there, or does Rob Boone take him out? It's a 10. So the ace jack will play, and we lose another.
So before Aaron Woodcock was eliminated, we lost James Walsh, Wai Chan and Terry Jordan Jr.
There's another one?
Yep, there is another one. Tower.
Wowzers.
Yeah, Terry's boy started playing a bit this year.
Okay, at the very end.